In the no, well, I don't know if I would sit there.
I'm just playing.
You're currently standing in the writing studio. This is the first time you're going to run into Edgar Allan Poe. Now the house is called Nevermore, the Madness of Poe. That's because Edgar Allan Poe actually did kind of go a little insane before he died. When Edgar Allan Poe was born, he was actually born Edgar Poe. His parents died at a pretty early age. When that happened, he was kind of taken in by the Allan family. They never truly adopted him, but he did adopt their name, so he became Edgar Allan Poe. Now, Edgar was quite the drinker. A lot of people know that, and every time you see him in this house, he does have a bottle in his hand, and he is acting a bit drunk. He did try to go to West Point, the military school, but because of his drinking, he kind of failed out. For our purposes, for Lady Luck, after he failed out of West Point, he decided, okay, well, I've got to get out of here. Where should I go? He goes to a train station, and there is a poster for Boston, and there is a poster for Baltimore. Now, Baltimore is where he had family and where he was from. So if he went to Baltimore, he wouldn't really have to work as hard. He'd have some money, have some support. If he went to Boston, he'd be on his own. The ticket seller was actually Lady Luck. And she said, hey, can you hurry up? Make a decision, I've got a line. So he chose to go to Baltimore. Now when he went back to Baltimore, in real life, historical fact, at the age of 26, he married his 13-year-old cousin, Virginia. That was okay back in those days. He married her, and unfortunately soon after that, she caught consumption or tuberculosis and died at a very early age. And that is what is said to have influenced a lot of his dark and gothic works. Now, before he died, that day before actually, he was found in the streets wearing somebody else's clothes, drunk out of his mind, and mumbling incoherently. So Edgar Allan Poe essentially went mad. He died a day later, and they never really knew the cause of death. His cause of death is still kind of unknown, but they just assumed back in those days that he went crazy or he went mad, and that's what he died from. Now the great thing is, if you're a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan, you will love this house. The not so great thing is, if you're not a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan, this house really won't be for you. There's a lot of neat effects, there's a lot of references to his stories and to his life in general, but if you don't know that, you might not care about this house. That being said, I love this house. I think it's beautiful, I think it's really well done. I'll tell you more as we go in, but this house is fantastic. You will meet Edgar himself right here the first time, bottle in hand, of course, acting a little mad, not completely crazy yet. As you go through, you'll see pages. All of the pages here are written, and they're like his works. So it's not like, hey Virginia, what's up, miss you, babe. It's actually his works. So there's the Telltale Heart. This is the story of Annabelle Lee. So as you go through, you can kind of look at that. But we're gonna move into the room where everybody who has a flashlight, pull it out.